Today we're going to tie a simple craft fur minnow. This fly only requires a few materials to tie. We will be using a size 1 Mustad hook, be using some extra select craft fur, various colors of cactus chenille, some flashabou, and at the end we will put on a couple of sticker eyes. So let's get started. To get started, we're going to start our thread about midway point of the hook and work our way back to the bend, wrapping forward and backwards over here a couple of times to get a good thread base. Next we will tie in a small piece of cactus chenille. In this case I'm using an opalescent or white. Advance your thread up to about 2 hook eyes behind the eye and wrap your chenille around. When you get to the front, just tie it off. Trim any excess. Make sure it's good and tight. And we want to use 2 different colors of craft fur. We want a lighter color for the body, or for the bottom, and we'll just take a bodkin here, pick out a small bunch of craft fur. And if you have a little comb like this, it works great to comb out that. Pinch it with your fingers close to the hide. Use your scissors to cut it off the back as close as you can to the hide. These short fibers won't tie in very good, so we want to get rid of them. And hold your bunch of craft fur. Make sure you trim the end so it's nice and clean. You want to transfer it, and we're going to flip the fly over, do a reverse tie, the long material going in the front, and we'll just do a couple of loose wraps here right behind the eye to capture that in place a little bit tighter. Next we're going to flip this over, and it helps to separate this out, and you'll see why towards the end. So we're going to pull that down a little bit. You can lick your fingers, makes it a little more manageable. Next we're going to tie in a few strands of this flashabou. We only need just a couple of strands. We will be doubling this up, so alright. So for the flash, we're going to fold it in half and cut it because it is quite long, and I'm going to find about the halfway point. I'm going to lay it on the side of the fly, and then we're going to do just a couple of captures here. We want this flash to lay towards the sides, so we'll kind of tease it in place. A couple more tight wraps, and then I'm going to fold this over, pinch it along the sides of the fly, and really get it down in place. So if you can see here, I have both small bunches running down each side. We may have to trim them for length later. Now we're going to do this as a red and white fly, so we're going to do red on the top. You want to use a darker color on the top. And exactly like we did with the first bunch, we're going to tease some hair out. use the comb to brush it a little, get it all standing up, pinch it with our fingers, and cut it really close to the material. Again, I'm trimming the fur to be even, and I'm going to just do a couple of wraps, and it does look like I probably have enough on there. We don't want to have these too bulky, so this is a good spot here to put a little dab of glue just to get into the threads. Now, I showed you earlier that I had wet the fur down and split it, and that's because when we finish this off, we want the top and bottom to be separate. We don't want them mixing. So I'm going to split them like that. If you have any of these little hair clips, this works great. Just clip it on there and tie in front of the craft fur. Don't tie it down, tie in front of it. And we'll do a quick whip finish. And that is mostly done. So you'll see here we've got sort of the profile of the minnow, but what really brings it home is when we stick on a couple of eyes. So simply take your bodkin, put a dab of super glue on the eye, put it up here about halfway between the dark and light colors. And we'll do the same to the other side. Just pinch to hold them in place. And there you go. Thanks for watching.